Hey guys. Today I'm going to be sitting down with Dennis Buzukja. He's going to be fighting on the Dana White Contender series on Tuesday, September 1st. We're going to talk a little bit about him, about how he got into this opportunity for the Contender series, how long he's been fighting, and just pretty much getting to know him. So thanks so much for tuning in. As always, please subscribe to the channel if you like what you see, and I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
My name is Dennis Buzukja. I'm from Staten Island, New York, and I fight at featherweight.
So I'm in New York too, just so you know. So I understand all the problems in New York and the gyms being closed and everything like that. How have you been doing with all that, with the corona and gyms being closed?
It was tough. It was tough. Training partners are all split up. Gyms are closed. Not much access to anything really. So I had to drive up to the Bronx, out to Jersey, in Long Island, Staten Island, like all over, trying to make it work however I can.
How long have you been doing MMA?
I had my first amateur fight when I was 18, so about 4 years now.
Oh wow, that's pretty quick. And now you're on the doorstep of the UFC. It must be really exciting.
It's really exciting. Yeah, I joined Sarah Longo like 3.5 years ago. So I was an amateur at that point. I had one fight. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about, working out with those guys. It must be a benefit to you to be around current UFC fighters and other guys who are former and just up and coming guys. You must have a lot of experience with just this whole situation that you're going through with Fight Week and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So the guys like Al and Aljo and Marab specifically, they would bring me to all their fights, their last few fights, backstage and everything. I cornered Aljo for the last fight where he fought Sanhagen. I cornered Al in the second Kevin Lee fight. So they brought me around. Like they were pretty much priming me to get here. I guess they saw something in me. They knew I'd get here, and they wanted to give me all the experience they could without actually stepping in the UFC cage. That was up to me, of course. I had to get to that point, but everything around it, they passed down to me. So I'm more ready than anyone in this position can be.
Yeah. Did you have any sports experience before you started fighting? Like, is there any sports you played in high school or college if you went to college?
Yeah, I played basketball in middle school for like a few years. I played baseball for I think 1 year. And yeah, that was it. I wrestled a little bit in high school, but that was like for a few weeks. The wrestling team was really bad.
That's funny though. Like, you didn't really like doing wrestling or anything like that. Did you do any martial arts growing up?
Yeah, absolutely. I started karate when I was 8. I went to a different place when I was 13. It was like a karate, MMA, judo place. They just mixed it up. And then when I was 16, I met Rashad Mati. He's an Albanian boxer from Staten Island. And I started boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and that's when I started really putting it together.
All right. I was going to say, because if you went straight from basketball to fighting and to the UFC in 4 years, I was going to be like, oh, let me write that down.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. But so, what made you choose Sarah Longo, or Longo Vitamin or whatever gym you actually train at? What made you choose that? I mean, obviously, they have a reputation and it's close by your house, but is that the only reason?
Right. So, believe it or not, I never used to watch UFC fights. Like I didn't know. I never watched one. Like the only time I knew Chuck Liddell when I was younger. I knew Fedor Emelianenko. Of course, I knew what UFC was, but I just never followed it, never watched it. I was as casual can get. So then once I started training, I had my first amateur fight, then I was like, I really like this. I think I'm pretty good at it. I think I can be good at it. So I started asking around, where were the best gyms in the area? And there was nothing in Staten Island. There was nothing really in Brooklyn. There was nothing really in Queens, not the Bronx. In Manhattan, it was kind of deep at Henzo's that I looked at. People told me about Catone's, but that was in Jersey, and I wanted to stick with New York. I'm a New York kid. So it came down to Sarah Longo. So every day I emailed them. They said, come on down. And I drove every day from Staten Island to Long Island to train 6 days a week. And that's it.
So, by me, the gyms are not open yet. They can open, I think, next week. So are you able to go into the gym at all to train, or is it like kind of doing in people's houses, or, you know, how is it working?
Yeah, we had Al's garage. That's where Aljo got ready for his fight. We called it the Dog Pound. Um, it just came up like a funny name. Like I saw it on a geotag, like on Instagram, like on one of the story tags. It was like the Dog Pound. Like we're dogs, we're grinding it out. You know, I like the name, so I called it the Dog Pound, and it just stuck. But yeah, just in the garage. And like I said, I went to the Bronx up to train with Elvis Garsha. He's a glory kickboxer. I had Wilson Rajoni. He's an Albanian wrestler. He came to Long Island in the garage. He'd helped me a lot. Armando Jetia, he trains at Enzo's. Like, you know, it was just going different places, different houses, different garages. Like a lot of the times the guys came to, I live at Al's house, Quintus' house. So a lot of the times like guys came to his garage and we trained there. And there was just a lot of running, a lot of hill sprints, a lot of outdoor stuff. You know, we had to make it work.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of job outside of training, or is it just full time?
No, I used to do construction. I was doing both full time, and if I wanted to make it where I saw myself making it, then I had to do this with my whole mind, body, and spirit, and that's what I did. I quit construction, and I dedicated my life to this.
And now you're almost, in the UFC. Yeah.
Shot is here now,
Yeah. Did you have it in the back of your mind that you might get a call up during this time, because they've been bringing in a lot of people making their debuts the past couple of months?
Yeah, I did. I thought after my last fight, my managers and a bunch of people talked to Shelby and Dana and sent my highlights to them. And in normal circumstances, they said they would have liked me to have a little bit more experience just because I'm so young, there's no rush. But with everything going on, they would have brought me in regardless, but they didn't want to rush me. You know what I mean? There was no rush. That's what I'm trying to say. But now that this whole thing is going on with unprecedented circumstances, they were like, let's do it. You know what I mean? So I think the opportunity, there's a silver lining behind all of this for me and for my fans and for my family. And I'm grateful for that. So yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that you are surrounded by, other fighters. You say you live with Al, then you must be just training whenever you can, right? If you're just bored, what do you guys do? Just go and spar or whatever, or hit pads?
Yeah, we'll talk, we'll be just chilling. Maybe we'll be on our phones on the couch in the living room, and then something will pop in one of our heads, mine or my head or his head, and we'll just start talking about I got stuck in this position in sparring 3 weeks ago, or in jiu-jitsu a month ago, and it just came to me. And then we'll spitball ideas to each other, and then we'll just walk right into the garage and be like, hold on, let's go over this real quick. And that's happened a lot of times, especially for this fight. We went over a lot of stuff that is just cleaning it all up, polishing everything.
And your management company is probably one of the most known, I think, in MMA circles. What made you choose them, and do you think that it had a big impact on you getting this position?
I think so, yeah. So I mean, after I fought last November, the November that passed, I got the spinning elbow knockout, and then that's when I started getting a lot of calls, a lot of messages from different managements, and I never really thought about management at this point. I thought it was early in my career, but then I talked to the team or whatever, and they thought it was a good idea because I was making noise in the game. So I had a bunch of different ones reach out to me, and I wasn't really feeling them too much. So I started doing some research, and then Paradigm, I saw my manager, John Mean, he followed me at the time. We would message a little bit. And I was like, yo, can I just give you a call? You know what I mean? I just have some questions, just out of curiosity, off of your knowledge, you know what I mean? Just to understand what's going on. I had a bunch of different managers calling me. And I like who they have on their roster. I like the way they present themselves. They're very professional. Once I talked to him, he explained everything to me, broke it down. And I talked to the guys on the team, and they were okay with it. And I was very happy to sign with Paradigm.
So you mentioned that you have cornered your teammates. So who is in your corner for this fight?
So I mean, it was a little tough this time to get the crew together, but I got Aljamain Sterling, and I got our teammate Steve Lee.
You cornered them during the pandemic, right? You had to do in the Apex before with no crowd there?
Yeah, with Aljamain. His last fight, he fought Sanhagen, so I was here for the whole fight week.
So you got the whole feel of how it is when they're in all the noises and everything, and being quiet and being able to hear everybody.
Every- yeah, and everything leading up to it too, because when you come to a different place, new stimulus and new circumstances, like it throws you off a little bit. But I was very familiar with everything. I knew where everything was. I was Nothing caught me off guard. You know what I mean? Like for someone else, it might catch them off guard, like certain circumstances, and they might get thrown off a little bit. But for me, everything was smooth sailing. Aljo's out here. He bought a house out here, so got the crew out here. It's if I feel like I'm home, like I'm just training every day, and then I'm gonna get into a sparring session on Tuesday night.
What is the atmosphere like in your gym? Do you guys like to have fun, or is it like all down to business?
Nah, we have a lot of fun. we have Yeah, we have a lot of fun. But when the door locks or when the bell rings, it's go time.
How long ago did you find out about this fight?
I got back. So Aljo fought June 6th, and then Marab fought the week after, and I came back maybe 2 days after that, and then I got the call maybe like 4 days after. So like 4 or 5 days after Marab fought. This was back in June, beginning of July. So I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't announce it until the UFC did.
That's what I was wondering, because like with the Dana White Contender Series, they don't really announce the fights till like almost like a week before or 2 weeks before. So I was wondering like how long you knew. You had to keep quiet.
I think like 11, 12 weeks, honestly. Yeah, so I've been training for Aljo's fight, helping Aljo prepare for his fight back in April to May, June, and then got right back in the training. So I've been well prepared for a few months now.
Mm-hmm. And how has the fight week been so far, with traveling and everything?
I feel like I'm home. Yeah, everything's chilling. Everything's cool. They brought me out early. I did my pre-shoot stuff. The weight's amazing. This is probably the best weight cut so far that I've been going through. And like I said, I have the team here. A lot of the guys came out here. A lot more coming down in the next few days before the fight. So it's just everything's familiar. It feels like I'm home. And my mind is. I'm very calm right now for this whole thing. I'm like in a cool place.
That's good. And the traveling itself wasn't bothersome. Like I haven't gone anywhere. I obviously haven't left my town really in like months.
Nah, it was great. I mean, it was the same thing. Like I said, we flew for Aljo's fight. It was the same exact thing. So I got my little bumps and my little roadblocks out the way when we came for Aljo's fight. So I knew everything. I was ready to expect everything that was gonna come in here, and yeah, everything's cool.
Yeah. You have to stay in your room for a while, or how does that work with like the testing and everything?
So the first day I had to stay in the room. Got here, take the test, quarantine for the first day until they get the results. Then I could go move around freely. And then they test again. Today they tested me, so now I'm quarantined until tomorrow morning. And I'm free until weigh-ins pretty much. And then after weigh-ins, they test me again. And then from then until the fight, I'm quarantined again. So it's like a little, every few days they test me, they quarantine thing. And I get it, they want to be safe. And if that's the cost of them being running fights and being open, then I'm fine with that.
I mean, you said that a lot of your teammates are going to be at the fight, but is it like kind of a bummer that you're in such a big position and like, you can't have like a packed house with your friends and family and everybody?
Yeah, a little bit. I love the fans in there. I love hearing them scream and oohing and eyeing, but I know wherever they are, they'll be watching, and they're there in spirit. So that's all that matters to me. I know if they could be there, they would be there.
Do you feel any pressure with the way that Dana like picks fighters, that like it's like if you have to go out there and win first of all, but then as you get a win, it might not be like good enough. Like I don't know, I don't want to say it's not good enough, but like he gets to choose pretty much. Does that like give you any pressure?
No, to be honest, because I thought about that, but no, because my style is just exciting in itself. I go out there to knock you out. You know what I mean? Like whether we're standing up, I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna spin around. I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna look good doing it. If I take you down, I'm gonna choke you out or I'm gonna smash you, and I'm gonna look good doing it. So I know, even if the fight goes to decision, I know Dana. I have the style that Dana likes.
Have you sat down at all and like thought about what this position actually means to you? Like almost being into the UFC. Are you an emotional person, or are you like kind of like I'll think about it afterwards?
I am an emotional person. That's why I'm gonna think about it afterwards. Right now, it's a fight for me.
I gotcha. All right. Well, I mean, best of luck on Tuesday. I almost said Saturday because I'm so used to saying everybody on Saturday. But are you gonna watch the fights tonight? Are you you're gonna be able to go over there?
No, I can't go over there. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch the fights. And it's crazy because I'm looking outside the window and they're all leaving right now. You know what I mean? Like they're getting on the buses and stuff. So but yeah, no, I'm gonna watch them from I got the TVs in here. They gave me some really good rooms. So far so good with the UFC. I'm loving them. I hear a lot of people complain, but so far I love them.
I can't wait to see it. And the main event, that's cool, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. I found out when they announced it. I was driving on the FDR in Manhattan. And all of a sudden my phone starts blowing up like, what's going on? And I see my manager, he goes, dude, you're the main event. They just announced it on the UFC card. I was like, yo, no way. That was sick.
That's awesome. Well, good luck and try not to get stressed out. Because it's good that you're in the main event because if you're like one of the first fights and you have to like wait the whole time to like see what's going to happen, I think being the last fight's kind of better because then he makes his decision like right afterwards.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That's true.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been awesome.
All right. You're awesome.
I'll see you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you. You're awesome. Take care. Bye. Thank you.